Welcome back. We are having our first conversation for the morning. And as promised, this Thursday, we are meeting mayoral candidates from Dangriga. We have here with us on set Robert Mariano, and he is the mayoral candidate for the People's United Party. Good morning, Mr. Mariano. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
All the way from the culture capital.
Yes. Leave from there this morning at 5
Oh, wow.
a.m. Yeah.
Is it some the coastal road that you're grateful for when it comes to
Yes.
this travel?
With that coastal road, it only takes 1 hour, 25 minutes
Praise the
from
Lord.
Dangriga to Belize City.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or vice versa.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's good. So you're able to move around. Well,
Yes.
Mr. Mariano, let's dive into this conversation this morning. The people of Belize and the people of Dangriga want to be reminded if you are still the mayor that they want for Dangriga, but we also want to know who you are. So before we even get into the its and bits of this actual campaign, allow us to get an introduction of who you are. We knew you as a career police officer, but then you made a transition into politics. Let's talk about why you decided to do that.
Well, after I retired in 2020, as you know, I used to do community service in Dangriga, another part of the country that includes Belize City and Dangriga, where I was teaching sewing to single mothers. And I didn't even have politics on my mind at that time, but some people came and asked me to run for the People's United Party. I didn't agree, but they started talking to my family and friends, and my family and friends convinced me to. And so I got involved in politics. As you know, politics is not much different from community service, especially when dealing with single mothers who doesn't have employment and so on. And that was my my goal at that time, to see how I can assist single mothers to learn a trade to suffice themselves in creating their own employment and to become entrepreneurs. So that's what I was doing after I retired, and they convinced me, and I put my name into the arena. And there was a convention thereafter, and I won the convention, and just about a month after, the municipal election was called, and I was the victor of that election in Dangriga.
And so you've served Dangriga for the past 3 years, correct?
Yes.
When you think about the qualities that makes up a mayor or a good leader, what are those qualities or qualifications that comes to mind, whether it be academic, character-wise, personality-wise, skill-wise? For you, what are the important and essential qualities or qualifications that makes up for a mayor?
Well, as you have mentioned earlier, that I am a career police officer. During my service, I was in charge of management service and also administration. And I did that for the last 6 years of my service in the police department.
Okay.
And during my service, I have received several training, not just locally, but also internationally, in management, because management plays a heavy role when it comes to managing the resource of the community. The other thing is community service, as I've mentioned earlier. I was a part of dealing with community service. And those are the main two that at this time I think I bring to the table, because I'm a people's person.
Yeah.
I'm that kind of person that talk to anybody. As a matter of fact, if you call me and I don't answer, I'll return your call. If you text me, I'll make sure I text you back. And that is what I have done over the past 3 years as well. People need that communication with their person who is representing them. And that is why it's important for me as their leader to communicate and to maintain that communication with the people that I serve.
When it comes to your campaign strategy as you seek a second term in office, how does it differ this time around from the strategy that you had when you sought office for the first time? And if anything changed about your strategy over the years, the last go around to this go around, why did you see it fit to make certain changes if anything has changed?
Yes, it's necessary to create the change because, as you know, that 3 years is very short, and there's a lot of things that I would want to achieve during that 3 years that we were unable to achieve. Because whilst in office, there's a lot of things that we have learned. You know, politics is different from the outside than when you are inside, right? Because there's a lot of time politicians would come and say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to do the other. But then they haven't do their homework to know exactly how will you make those achievements. And so for this time around, I've learned a lot over the past 3 years. And I could tell you that through that 3 years, I have built relationship with government, the Prime Minister especially, and other non-governmental agencies, because that coordination, the collaboration, cooperation, and so on with those agencies is important to make the achievement. There's a lot of things that we still yet need to achieve because of the short time. We are unable to make that achievement. But now that we are from the inside, we will be able to make a lot of difference for the second term. As a matter of fact, for your information, there's a lot of programs that the government have pre-approved for us already. It is just that I'm not sure if I bring some of the documents to show, but we have received several pre-approved
What are some
projects.
of those programs?
Okay, like for example, we will be doing a welcome park in Dangriga.
Okay.
What happened, we want to make Dangriga a tourist destination. It is just sad to know that tourists come and go past Dangriga and go to other destinations behind and doesn't stop. But to have this welcome park is what will attract tourism. And that have been approved already by the Ministry of Tourism. That is one of the pre-approved program. That will be the hub where people will be able to come and see cultures. They'll be able to buy craft, artifacts and so on from Dangriga. But at this time, because we always talk about making Dangriga a tourist destination,
Right.
but this time there's nothing for people to come and actually see or to be a part of. And that is why it's important that as soon as we get into office, we work on that welcome park to make Dangriga immediately a tourist destination. The other that we have is the reclamation of beach. That have been approved already by 5Cs. Through the Ministry of Tourism, again, the Dangriga Pier is pre-approved.
Is it the port we're talking
No,
about?
we have two ports. We have one inside Dangriga itself and one at Jetty, which is 2 miles out of Dangriga.
Okay.
But we are at this time I'm talking about the one inside Dangriga itself. That is in bad shape for years. But now government have approved that they will be building a new pier. And that was just last week we had some consultation with the people of Dangriga because the pier is there, so we had us to consult them. Do you want us to repair this pier or do you want us to build a new pier? Right? Because consultation with the people is important. And that is one of the style of this council that we have, that we do consultation with the people.
You spoke of some of the things that you set out to do that were not able to be accomplished in 3 years because it's not enough time.
Yes.
With that, I want to ask you, were there challenges that caused that to be the case? And if so, what would you consider the greatest challenge to have been in your term and why?
Okay, what happened, you see, when we got into office, before we enter, we had made a manifesto to the people of Dangriga. And so it is important to make that achievement because this is what we had promised people. And so during this term, we have listened and heard from the people. This is what we want to get done now. And so since we have learned from the past, we are now aiming at what the people would like to see get done. And again, the people of Dangriga really want to see Dangriga becoming a tourist destination. The people of Dangriga is demanding a comprehensive drainage project. Again, government have assisted us, thanks to the Prime Minister, Honorable Johnny Briceño. They are financing that project. As a matter of fact, that project have begun already in Dangriga. If you go on Trucking Boulevard as we speak, you'll see that we are starting to do drainage in that area. But we have other areas, many other areas, like for example, Wagirale, Bengoche, Rivers Estate, and a certain part of Dangriga as well. And so the Prime Minister have assisted in ensuring that we get those projects, because I will tell you that at this time that if you apply for a proposal would take 3-4 years, as you know.
Yeah.
Proposal, I don't know overnight.
No, right away.
Right? And some people come and talk about proposal, but if the people of any community will wait for proposal, then for that term, nothing will get done.
Yeah.
But like I mentioned in this term, my government is backing me up, and they have pre-approved all these projects already. We talk about Jetty, for example. Jetty Pier is, we have some private agent, a private company who have applied already, and they are locals from Belize who I was informed will be opening Jetty, but just that it will be used for the purpose of bringing small cruise ship into Dangriga. And so those cruise ship bringing in 300-400 people at a time will assist in boosting tourism in Dangriga, and making Dangriga a tourist destination will also assist in creating employment, right? A lot of entrepreneurs will start doing business, because our plan for the Welcome Park is similar to that of BTL Park, because we have asked for the plan and we have received the plan already, except that we'll be having more booths to attract more people, you know, so we can get our people involved in entrepreneurship and tourism.
I want to take the conversation really quickly to some of the concerns and general feedback that was put out by the people of Dangriga. We also posed the question to our viewers that we know are tuning in and hoping to hear from their mayoral candidates in Dangriga. One of the main concerns from them, if you would have been listening, is an issue of garbage. We also saw in the comment section online for our viewers where there was a mention of if we are trying to bring tourism to Dangriga, we need to ensure that our roads, our infrastructure is fixed. And there was a specific mention of a roundabout as you enter Dangriga. What is your response to the concerns of the people in Dangriga?
Okay, in relation to the roundabout, as a matter of fact, that have been repaired already, number one. But that road was paved just about 2 years ago. And what I will tell you though is that if you go to Dangriga right now, Dangriga have more paved street than any other time. As a matter of fact, the past administration have only paved 2 or 3 streets in Dangriga. But they will talk about what is not done, but they will not tell you anything about what was done. Just over these 3 years, I will tell you that Dangriga had seen at least 18 new paved streets. 18. As we speak, the company who have done the last 9 streets is doing the second quote on the street. As we speak, right? But no council could fix all the street in one term. If you listen to what I said earlier, that time is too short, right? And I don't want to sit here and look as if though we are perfect in everything. In every administration, there will always be room for improvement, right? But the thing is, we listen and we do what we can, as much as we can, to fix what needs to be fixed. Now, when it comes to garbage, we had 2 trucks that we took over. And for instance, the trucks, they start giving trouble, right? So we start employing other private truck from Dangriga. But I could tell you that come in the next 3 or 4 months, we will be buying 2 new trucks for Dangriga. As a matter of fact, we have also applied for expansion of Dangriga. And because of the expansion, we'll be required to give extra service. Because the location where Dangriga is like that for almost 20 years. And the people of Dangriga are complaining. As a matter of fact, when you talk about jetty pier, a lot of people don't know that jetty is not part of Dangriga as yet. Dangriga stopped 2 miles
out
north of jetty, right? And when you come to the western part of Dangriga through the highway, you will notice that right by the Gulisi Primary School, right there where Dangriga is. And so we are in the process of working in getting 2 new brand dirt truck.
To further put things into perspective in terms of the works that have been done and those that are yet outstanding, combined with the limited time that a council has to accomplish certain tasks set out in their manifesto, one of the recurring themes we've heard across municipalities across the country has been finance. And financing, when it comes to financing municipality projects and operations. What was your experience when it comes to finances when you took office as the mayor in Dangriga? And how, if any at all, will your strategy change or improve, your financial strategy that is, change or improve if you are elected?
Yes.
Re-elected, sorry.
Yes, it will be improved. We need to do some improvement when it comes to the financing. We are putting certain strategy in place to ensure that we make more money. But I could tell you that when we got into office, from the 2nd month into office, we start paving road in Dangriga. Right? The projects that have started last year in relation to pavement is financed by government. But I could tell you that our council had paved 9 streets all by ourselves in Dangriga, the council itself.
With the finances you had available?
The finance that we generated. Right?
Yeah.
So we were able to pave 9 streets by ourselves. And that is separate from other projects that we have completed in Dangriga. As a matter of fact, you have never heard at any time that our council was unable to pay workers or cannot pay fuel, right? We have always able to manage our finances.
What do you attribute that to?
Well, good leadership style. As a matter of fact, experience. I have proven leadership. Like I mentioned, I was in charge of management service, so I know how to deal with finances because in management service in the police department, I was in charge of all the finances that the police department had. I had also to deal with all the different projects. So it is something that I have in experience. And also I have 6 good councillors with me that works along with me. We have the area representative that works along with me. I have the prime minister that works along with me. And at no time do we have these problems because we always apply the seeds amongst ourselves. We coordinate. Every month we have monthly meeting. Every month. There's not 1 month we ever miss during my 3 years of tenure. There's every month we do release. As a matter of fact, if you go on my Facebook page, if you go on the council Facebook page, and other media, you will see that we release
finances.
Yes.
Everything.
And that's a great point. I love that you brought that up because now we can discuss accountability and transparency. What I considered quite interesting about your term and your leadership, Mr. Mariano, was that you were as transparent. You were more transparent than I had observed other mayors in the past. Let's talk about how you ensure that there is transparency and accountability within the council.
Yes, thank you. Again, transparency and accountability is very important. There need to be that communication and coordination with the council and the public because we are servants of the people. As a matter of fact, I always tell my councillors that when we are elected, it is the pyramid turned upside down. We become servants, and the Bible states the person who is more greater and more important than Moses should be a servant. And so what we do, we continue that regular meeting, very regular. We do, as a matter of fact, apart from those monthly meetings, I also, along with my councillors, have to attend neighborhood watch meeting, because the neighborhood watch group, we have the multi-agent task force, and in all these different meetings, and these are monthly as well, we have to be reporting to people when it comes to finance and the projects that we are doing around Dangriga.
There was a time you were even doing live meetings as well, I believe.
Yes, we even do live meetings. All the time we do live meetings because we want the people to see and know, because there are times when we do meeting, people are at work.
Yes.
And they won't be able to go, so they'll be able to see it on Facebook. But we do all these things frequent and as often as possible.
And what has been the feedback from your community when it comes to this level of accountability and transparency that you seek to put out there?
Well, people are pleased with the way how we maintain that communication with them, because I get a lot of feedback, right? Of course, I have learned in management that you can't please everybody, especially knowing that how there are an opposition. An opposition will never see what we do, right? Because again, they will talk about what we don't do, but they will not talk about what we do. And when you measure what we do comparison to what is not done, it is far more overwhelming, right?
Now, we've heard a lot about you, Mayor. I don't want to neglect not giving you an opportunity to also speak briefly about your councillor candidates that are also running alongside you. What makes your team in its entirety the best team or the better team to run the Dangriga municipality?
And I'll also use this opportunity to tell you that this is the final 5 minutes of the time that we have, so you can use this opportunity to speak to the people of Dangriga. This is your camera.
Thanks. Thank you very much. And again, thanks for the opportunity. I want the people of Dangriga to know that over the past 3 years, we have done our best. And as they can see, as you can see for yourselves, that we have done a lot of work. As a matter of fact, the people of Dangriga had referred to my council as the best council they have ever seen over the past years. My councillors, I have 6, of course, 2 who are businessmen, and I have 2 who teaches at high school and 2 who teaches at primary school. We have listened to the people of Dangriga, and we have now made a manifesto for the people of Dangriga based on what the people of Dangriga are crying out for. I want the people of Dangriga to understand that our proposal that we have on our manifesto is pre-approved. It's nothing that we have to be working hard to get or apply for any kind of proposal, because proposal will take years. Most councils have seen that proposal is approved 3 or 4 years after they have applied. I have the full support and full backing of central government. I have the full backing of the Prime Minister. I have the full backing of the Minister of Tourism, the Minister of Public Works, and other ministers who have been on my side. And so as a result, I'm asking the people of Dangriga to give us a second term to complete the unfinished work that we were not able to complete during this term.
Running for a second term, Mayor Robert Mariano, current mayor of the Dangriga municipality, Dangriga City, and vying for a second term along with his team of 6 councillor candidates and yourself,
Yes,
next 7.
7.
All the best to you, Mayor. Thank you so much for agreeing to join us here on the set and Open Your Eyes.
Thank you as well, my brother and my sister. Thank you. God bless you both.
No problem.
Yeah.
Alrighty, the conversation continues with getting to know our mayors. After the break, when we come back, we are meeting Hubert Lucas, mayoral candidate for the United Democratic Party. Stay with us. We want to hear from you in Dangriga as well. The conversation continues when we come back.